Hey guys, it's Heidi again. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry that you guys had to wait. I just had some technical difficulties. So yes, today we're going to do another journal page. I found this diary, this old diary of mine last year, although it doesn't really have much in it. Yeah. So I'm going to use one of the pages. This is a Christian planner, so it's got a lot of Christian quotes in, which I love. You can of course put anything in your diary or in your journal that you would prefer. I'm just going to skip here to this page here, which I thought was quite nice. It says life is a joyful song. And immediately I thought of flowers, and I thought of a bird, and yeah. So what I did is, today I'm going to use a paper pad and stencil that I got, that was gifted to me by Kim Schaefer from K-Craft. And guys, I actually took too long to use this because this range has been discontinued. But I will put her details or her website details in the description box below. They have absolutely beautiful, beautiful products. Stencils, paper, you name it. They've got craft spray, which is glimmer mist, which I love. I've got 3 colors in them. I might use the pink today. I'm not 100% sure. So yes, I'm going to use some of this paper pad. And then I'm going to use one of these 3 stencils. They've got this one here, which is the script one. Then it is this one here, just got the butterflies on. And then this one here, which is a floral, almost like a doodle floral type of stencil. Guys, these are also discontinued. Like I said, this is in my stash. I love these stencils. They're absolutely stunning. The stencils I have used before, it's just the paper pad that I haven't used. I think I'm going to go with the script one today. Then I'm also going to go with just one of my stencils. And then I'm going to go with some watercolor paper, or some paper that I actually colored myself. It's normal watercolor paper. And I just took some watercolors and I just basically let it spread and see what came out. And when I dried it, I had this beautiful effect. So yes, I'm going to use this. Guys, I did pre-tear and pre-cut all my stuff, because I know that my previous video was quite long. And a couple of people have told me that it's a little bit too long for them to watch. So I hope that today's goes a bit quicker. Sorry, this is from the from this paper pad from K-Craft. Okay, it is called Summer Rhapsody. It's by 13 Arts. Okay, designed by Ada, and I can't pronounce the name. It looks like a Russian. No, it's from Poland. Yes, it's Polish. Okay, so like I said, I've pre-teared everything, pre-cut everything. I'm also going to use these papers that I took out from that I cut from the paper pad, the 6x6 inch. These flowers here, I took from the 12x12 inch papers, exactly the same as these. I'm just going to quickly go through these so you can have a look. How gorgeous is this? It's absolutely stunning, and this is also definitely going to go into one of my journals, or be part of one of my journals. And you get 2 of each in here. I love this. I'm a sucker for florals and vintage and bohemian, and this is absolutely stunning. You get these cards in the 12x12 inch as well. Okay, which you can cut out. Oops. It's basically just the same ones again. Okay, great. So I've got my papers, my watercolor papers, and then I also found one of my, in my picture stash, a little birdie which I'm going to use in here. It's going to be standing on top of this little branch. I cut 6 pieces of these. I'm not sure how I'm going to use them yet, but yes, I did sort of try and figure out the tutorial today, because the last time was a bit hectic and I'm really trying to save a bit of time. We're also going to be using watercolors. Okay, this is really just a really affordable, it's from Gesso. Really affordable, but you know what guys, it's got the most stunning colors, and I prefer working with my watercolors as to working with spray inks. Sometimes I might use it if I don't have a color in the watercolors, but yes, most of the time it would be with the watercolors. Okay, first thing we're going to do, and then I'm also going to be using some of this. This is it was lying in the sun, so the colors have actually gone a little bit yellow, but I'm going to paint over it anyway. So this is going to be, I'm going to be using this for texture. I just want to put a little bit underneath the little bird where it's on the branch. So let's quickly get started. I hope everybody's doing well and you're not going insane in this lockdown period. And for my friends overseas, I'm not sure whether you are on lockdown. I know a lot of you are under quarantine. But guys, let's make the best of it. Let's just keep our hopes up high and hope that this horrible virus is going to disappear very quickly. And yeah, let's get started. So you're also going to need your gel medium, and you're going to need your texture or your molding paste. I'm going to start off by first putting down my papers and the floral parts for the corners and the long pieces. The bird I will do just after that. I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do this, but we go as we figure it out as we go along. I got these little brushes at Hobby X the other day. I can't remember from which supplier, but they are so nice. They're really, really affordable. It says here Binyo paintbrush. So I don't know, I've never heard of that before. But the only thing I've noticed is you can't leave them in the water because they do rust, this piece here. But yes, I love it. I love it to put my gel mediums on everything. So first thing I'm going to do is I would like to keep some of the scripture in here, or some of the wording. You can also take wording out of a magazine if you don't have a book like this, or you can write it with a pen afterwards. That is completely up to you. So I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to try and keep this little piece here, which says, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endures forever." I like these little motivational pieces every day, guys. It just gives me strength for the day. So let's put on our gel medium. Like I said before, you can put it on the piece, either put it on the piece first, or you can put it straight to the paper. I add gel medium on top of the paper as well once I'm done with this. You can use gesso or you can use gel medium. I cover mostly, I don't really normally cover my page with gesso first, because I feel that you're going to cover it afterwards. So I don't like to waste product, so it's very expensive, so you don't want to waste your product. You want to try and work spacely. I just want to grab 2 pieces of paper. Guys, I always have something in my throat when I'm talking to you. I do apologize. Oh, excuse me. And just trying to grab 2 pieces of plain paper. Yeah, I apologize. Sorry, guys. There we go. The reason I'm putting plain paper underneath is I just don't want my other pages to stick together. Okay, one thing I forgot, guys, which we must quickly do first, is I just want to stick my pages together. The reason I do this, and I think most art journalists do this, is because you want sturdy pages, because you're going to be using a lot of paints and water, everything on top. So what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to take these 2 pages, I'm going to put that underneath, and I'm just going to stick it together. You can use craft glue, you can use normal Prit, you can use any type of glue that you want. You can even use your gel medium for this. I'm not going to do it like I'm going to be decoupaging or it needs to be perfect. It's just so that it makes your pages that you're going to work on stronger. Just going to push that down. You can also use a brayer just to roll it. Okay, and this is the other one on the other side. And I'm just going to... Guys, if you don't have craft paint or you don't have Prit or anything like that, then you can even use normal wood glue, which is just as good as a normal craft paint. I'm going to be, with these workshops, I'm going to be working in different books, different types of surfaces. I'm going to create canvases because I just want to show you that you don't necessarily need to buy canvases. You know, and also during this time we don't have a lot that are available. A lot of the shops are closed, so yes. I'm keeping these 2 pages underneath here so that I know that I won't get any of the paint or glues onto it when I'm going on with the rest. I'm going to seal the whole thing when I'm done, or as I go. I'm going to put this into the corner. So I just want to see here something. There we go. Okay. This one here. To be putting into this corner, but now I've changed my mind again. Let's just see here, guys. I'm not gonna cut off the edges of this because it just gives a nice rough texture to my page, and I feel when it comes to journaling, nothing needs to be perfect. It doesn't need to be cut exactly to size. Yeah, I would like to keep that quote. And what's nice about this, it's got a lot of pinks in, so I'm just going to keep part of that background there. I just don't want to cover my text. Perfect. I know a lot of people, you will see when you go and watch other tutorials, you know, every artist have their own way of doing things, and you must probably find that once you start getting into this, or if you maybe are an experienced art journaler, you know that you learn to do your own thing. What works for you is always best. Getting advice from other people or watching other tutorials, yes, that's great. But at the end of the day, it's like any artist, you actually develop your own technique. You develop your own kind of way to do things, whatever works for you. I just want to take a sip of tea. I hope you guys have your tea with you. Lovely. Okay, this one here, I think I'm going to put it on this side here, like that. I like a bit of balance, so yes, I've got the two corners and I'm going to put this in the center. Although some parts you're not going to see when you go on with the piece. Some parts you can keep, some parts you can take away with your paints, with your gesso. I don't know if I mentioned it, we're going to use the gesso today as well. If you don't have gesso, guys, you can use normal white paint, you can use PVA, whatever works for you, whatever you've got there at home or in your studio. Okay, I'm quickly going to go over these ones as well. See, these pages aren't stuck together nicely, so I'm just going to stick it like that. The better you seal it as well, the better your page is going to look. But then again, you can get to stages where you don't need to seal it, where you can have pieces that are standing up for more texture. That is completely up to you. But for this piece, I want everything to be down and smooth. Who knows? I changed my mind so much. Okay, now these short pieces that I took, I'm just gonna, oh no, before I do that, you see my mind is all over the show today, guys. Yes, I'm going to put these in the corners. I don't want to, actually, I'm going to swap them around. This one is going to go here, and this one is going to go here. I just don't want to cover my little text there. Guys, like I said before, I always say this, I repeat myself a lot, I apologize. You know, please let me know what you guys would like to see, what you guys would like to learn. I can show you the way that I've learned stuff. It's not going to necessarily be the way that everybody else says you must do it, but it's the way that I do it. And if you are interested in doing it that way, you are more than welcome to send me an email, contact me via Facebook Messenger, and we can chat. I'd love to hear from you guys. Also, please send me photos of your creations. I'd love to see, you know, I can also learn from you guys. We are, you know, me as a crafter, I love to share what I can do and share it with other people, because, you know, we're a loving community. We like to share, because sharing is caring. And anything that I can help you with, please just let me know. Okay, just turn it the way that you want it. As you can see, the sides are also sticking out and it's not smooth, guys. I like it that way. Just take a little bit more, make sure your sides are down. There we go. Okay, now I'm thinking of putting down my little branch first. So I would like to cover that. I'm going to put it so that it goes over to the other side, but I also want it to go through to that side there. So I'm going to put it in the middle of the book. Just going to... And guys, it doesn't matter if you get gel medium over some parts of your book, because you're going to paint over it anyway, or you're going to stick something there. And I want a piece of my pink watercolor paper to stick through. Oops, wrong place. I'm going to go over my words there. that. There we go. There's my little branch. Okay, now these little square or little rectangle pieces of paper that I cut out, I'm just going to put it so that it's more or less balancing with the other side. I want to put this one here. And you also don't need to put them straight next to each other. You can put them, even put them sideways or down like that. I'm going to put mine a little bit down. Like that. Oops. And then my other one, I'm going to just put in the middle. You can put it like this if you want. Actually, that actually looks very nice. Then also remember your bird is going to go there. So I'm going to put mine straight down. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with the other side. I'm going to swap my pieces around a bit. This one I'm going to put in the middle. It's going to be my center one. I actually like the flowers on it, so I'm going to make that one the whole piece of paper sticking out over my branch. Okay. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to just add it here. I'm just going to cut it quickly. There we go. Got this one here. I'm going to let that one come straight through. I'm actually going to turn it around and I'm going to put it there. I'm not sure whether I want to do that. I'm going to cut this one in two. Decisions. Just gonna stick it like that. There we go. Okay guys, so now you can either decide whether you want to put the gesso first or you want to do your bird first. I'm going to put my bird down for the pure reason that I want to gesso around it and just soften the edges a bit. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put that these grassy things at the bottom. So I'm first going to stick the grassy stuff. I don't know what you call this. I know that Dollar makes it. Well, I got these from Dollar. This is really fun stuff, guys. You can do so many things with it. So I don't want to use too much. Now first I have to decide where I'm going to put my bird. If I'm going to put it at the edge, I'm going to put it in the middle, I'm going to put it there. Or I might just put it here. Let's put the bird here. I like it here. Yeah. So I'm just going to stick that down. Now you can either use your glue or your gel medium, anything. If you do use the gel medium, guys, just put it down quite thick. And I'm just going to stick it down like that. I would like the top part to be quite flat because I'm going to put the bird on top as well. But I'm first going to dry it a little bit because otherwise my bird is not going to be smooth enough to put down on the surface. Sorry guys. Going to add a little bit more. Okay, I think that will do. Now we're just going to give it a quick dry. I'm not going to put this brush in the water yet because I'm going to put my bird on still. I'm going to grab my heating tool here. My gel medium is dried. Now I'm quickly going to do the stenciling before we're first going to put the bird down. And then after that, we're going to quickly do the stenciling. I'm going to dry it and then I'm going to be back with you guys soon. So let's quickly stick down the bird. We're going to define the branch a little bit later with some pencil and some watercolor. You can also use your watercoloring pencils. I also have these markers from Lyra. The pronunciation is Lyra. It's Aqua Brush's Duo. So you've got the small point and then you've got the brush point, which is lovely to work with. I just love working with these pens as well. Okay, let's quickly have a look at this. I'm just going to plump this down. Remember guys, you've got some texture underneath. So you're going to have to put a little bit of extra gel medium just for the bird to stick down onto the branch. And I'm going to press quite hard. It's not a soft paper. I think this is still from one of my decoupage sheets from Creative Talents. The one journal that I made, the Drum one, in English Dream. That one I use these birds as well. I just love them. They're such beautiful birds. You can just try and stick it down wherever where you see it lifts up. Okay, now yeah, I'm just going to push it into the middle of the book. Guys, even if it tears a little bit, you're going to fix it up with the pen or your watercolors or your gesso. Nice thing about journaling, you can always fix your mistake. You can just paint over it. Okay. While that is drying a little bit, I'm just going to start with the stenciling. So I'm finished with the gel medium now. I'm just going to put my brush in the water. Okay. It's always best to close your products once you've used it, guys, because it can dry out very quickly. I've noticed with modeling pastes and especially texture pastes. The more rougher one, it dries extremely quickly. I love the flat palette knife. A lot of people prefer the smaller one. I also have a smaller one which I also use sometimes in my stuff. I just can't find it now. Okay. Now your stenciling also doesn't have to be perfect, guys. You can just put it where you feel you need a bit of texture. I want to try and cover that 18. So I'm just going to lift it. Look how pretty that is. And then I'm just going to put a little bit here. I want to go a longer one. So too much there. Okay, now you can see that one did smudge slightly because I went over and over and over, but that really is not going to make a big difference once your thing is done. I want to put a little bit here, not too much. And then just a little bit here in the corner. Okay, so that's done. What you can do, guys, is if you have like this here, there is still a bit of texture paste on it, so I'm just going to take a normal piece of cardboard, one that I can use again, or you can use another journal. And I'm just going to add on top here. I hope I can do it in the air. But I just want to, I don't want to waste any texture paste. So we're just going to okay. And that you can keep again for another project. So with all the stencils I'm going to do, I'm going to keep on using that. Once you've done with your stencils and you've used texture paste or gel medium or your gesso, whatever you use, please put it in soapy water, just to make sure that it doesn't harden and you can't get it off, because you won't be able to use it again. Okay, now I also want just a little bit of this in and around the spaces. I'm not going to do too much, guys. Like I said, even if it smudges a little bit, I'm not too worried. So I'm just going to take some of this, lift it up, and I'm going to use some here. Oops, I'm missing my page completely. There might be areas that you want to cover. Just want to get rid of that quickly. I can use it again. That you place spots that you want to cover, that you don't want to show, or just where you want a little bit more texture. So I want a little bit more here where this wording is. I'm going to try and lift it so I don't smudge the others. And I'm just going to take it down a little bit. And there we go. Now, like I've explained before, I don't want to waste this. So I'm just going to take this piece of cardboard again, and I'm just going to use whatever texture paste I have left on here, and I just want to put it onto this board here. And then once again my stencil will go into my water. I'm going to close my texture paste. I'm just going to dry this. I'll be right back, guys. Everything's dried up. Now you are going to take your gesso or your white paint, your PVA or your craft paint, and you're going to paint around the sides, around the edges, wherever you feel you want to put in a little bit of highlight. I'm going to use my finger for this. So just going to go wherever you want it. You don't need to make it very thick. You can do it thick if you want to, depending on where you want highlights on your paper. I don't want to take away too much of my pictures that I've got here. And because they've got gel medium over, you can still use your water paints and everything on it. I'm going to start on one side and then I'm going to go to the other side. Like I said, these pages are like a very light baby pink or blush pink, so I don't want to take away from that. So lockdown has been hectic for everybody here in South Africa. I mean, the kids are bored. Well, mine, the youngest one's 15, and he of course loves the PlayStation way too much. But you know, at this moment, what can you do? You can't let them run around in the streets because nobody's allowed out in the streets, but I don't let him run around in the streets anyway. And then of course, you know, he's diabetic type 1, so I really have to keep him inside and check his health. And then of course they also have schoolwork to do. They did get some assignments when the lockdown started, and our lockdown has now been extended by another 2 weeks, so we are in lockdown until the end of April. But yeah, we make the best of it. My husband of course is very bored. He's a workaholic, and yeah, he tries to keep himself busy here at home with small things around the house that he never got time to do while he was working. And then he goes out on a couple of call-outs if he needs to for essential work, for security or alarm systems or whatever the clients need, but only under certain or under urgent circumstances. Otherwise you're not allowed to go out. And yeah, so we're just keeping each other busy here. I'm trying to stay out of their way, and I don't mind at all. I just love being inside my studio. This is my happy place. You know, you sometimes just need that break. I try to be here most mornings, and then in the afternoons it's cooking and the rest of the do's and don'ts. I'm very, very grateful that I am, and very lucky that I am, and blessed that I'm able to stay at home. So yes, lockdown isn't so bad for me. But unfortunately we are all losing income. So guys, we just support each other and try and see how we can help each other. You know, if there's somebody you know of that needs something, or, you know, you try and help as much as what you can. A lot of people are really not getting any income at the moment. which is sad. You know, like I said, we're still blessed. My husband can still go out sometimes. But there are people whose companies have closed down. Some companies have closed down permanently because of this impact it's had on our economy. But we survivors, guys. We'll make it through. You know, I believe that God is going to help us through this, and it just makes us stronger at the end of the day. And you know, if you look at the good side of it, we get to spend time with our families. We get to do things we never get to do. There is talks of them not giving the students or the scholars holiday for the middle of the year, and also in October. But you know what? If it has to be done, it has to be done. And the kids can't lose out on their schoolwork. They have to finish their school year. So, you know, we just take each day as it comes. Okay, I think that's it. I'm just going to put a little bit more here on the grass. You can also see when you use the textures and you put the gesso on, it gives such a nice effect on the paint itself, on the grass itself. It gives a three-dimensional look, which is very nice. Okay. I think that will do for now. Maybe just a little bit more here. And also where you've torn the pages, you'll see now when I start using the watercolors, it's going to go into the ridges where you've actually torn the papers, where you've cut out the branch of the tree. So guys, really, this is just an idea for you guys. You can do whatever you want, in what colors you want. But you can use this as a base color. Sorry, something's bothering me here. I need to just do a little bit here. This actually looks so nice. I can just leave it just like this, but I want to work with my watercolors today. I love watercolors, guys. I'm not a pro at it at all. I'm learning to work with it every day. Trying to teach myself, watching as many videos as what I can. I would also still want to do go on a workshop for it, and then maybe teach you guys one day. But I'm not even close to that yet, not with watercolors. Okay, so I'm just quickly going to give it a quick dry. It's not going to take long. The gesso does take very quick to dry. Okay, now the fun part starts. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to just give a little bit of definition to the tree branch, and I don't know if I want to do it in black. I'm going to start off with it's almost like a rusty brown maroon color. I'm not 100% sure what to call it. Don't think it's got the color on here. Nope. Okay, so just gonna take the lines, and it doesn't need to be precise. You can see it's almost the same color as what the wording is. Unfortunately, the camera does change the colors slightly, guys. So, like I said, you're going to use your own colors anyway. Depends on what you have in stock and what you feel like doing. I'm just going around the edges, just trying to see where my other branch has gone. This one is a little bit hidden away, so I'm just going to keep it hidden away. And the rest I can't see. Oh. Just going to go like this. There we go. Okay, and you can put in a little bit more definition if you want. I'm just going to leave mine like that. Guys, you can use a normal paintbrush for this. I'm going to use these little brushes. I love them. It's water brushes. I'm not sure which make this one is. But yeah, like I said, these pens are amazing. They are really amazing. So I'm just going to bring in a little bit of definition so that you can actually see, or shading so you can see the branch. And you can just work in some of it into the rest of your journal page. There are going to be parts where you want it a little bit darker, but I'm going to go in there with the watercolors. Guys, I just love painting, and I don't know why, but I've really gotten this urge to start doing watercolors. So I'm working on a little project, but I will tell you more about that a little bit later in the workshops. I'm not there yet. Okay, I love that. I think it looks beautiful. Okay, so where else would I like definition? Okay, I'm going to put some definition in here, or some shading. Yeah, where I've cut these pieces, and it looks nice when you don't do it like a straight line, because it is going to fill in the sides anyway when you wet it. And you don't need to do it on all the sides, just here and there. And on this side as well. And then maybe just around, I'm going to use the brush side for that, just around my wording. It does look like a solid line now, but it's not going to look like that when you wet it. Okay, just going to take the water brush again, and just going to go and fill it in a little bit. I wanted to use black first, but then, you guys, what I've noticed, and through all the years that I've been doing art, black is a very dangerous color. Well, for me it is. If you don't know your balance, then like I do, you can actually spoil something very quickly, something beautiful. I actually had a mishap like that in this week. or in last week. So I'm very careful of black. Okay, let's do this side. Guys, and if you notice that I'm doing something that you don't like, or I'm taking too long, or if there's some advice you can give me on where I can bring in some changes, please let me know. I'm completely new at this whole tutorial thing, but hopefully with time it will get better. You also see where we did the stenciling. The watercolors, or the watercoloring, or the aqua pen actually brings out the colors. Just going to put a little bit more there. And you can always add a little bit more or a little bit less, but I'm going to show you now, if you don't have these pens, how you can use your watercolors for this. Little bit in there. Okay, now we're going to get to the wording. And I just want to let it fade out to the outside, or towards the outside of the circle, sort of circle. You can add a little bit or less water, depending on your choice, what looks better for you. Oh, sorry guys. Just want to make it a little bit lighter, yeah? This is what I love about any watercolor or any aqua product, that it just gives such a nice effect when you blend it out. It's one of the nicest things to use when you want to blend something out. Okay, now what I want to do is, I've decided I also want to blend out the sides here, but I'm not going to use the pen for now. I want to add a little bit of brightness into this piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this color here. It is actually more like a peachy color than what it looks like on camera. And you can add a little bit of pink, you can add yellow, you can add red, you can add whatever you want. I just want to see what it looks like in here. I'm going to add this to the sides of my roses. I think that's a little bit too much water. Oops. Okay, see, that's what happens when you don't look what you're doing. I just want to make it a little bit thicker, because remember, you're going to smooth it out anyway as you go along. So I just want to go all around where I did the tear outs of the flowers. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm in the way of the camera here. That's not very clever, I'm sorry. I'm just going to sort of go around the sides where I can see them, where I did the stenciling. But I don't want to keep just the lines, guys. I want to let it flow in with the rest of the picture. So I'm going to add a little bit of this. It's almost like a pinky orangey color, although it's red on camera. But I'm not going to add too much, just a little bit. Just like here and there. Now I'm just going to take the water again, no colors with it, and I'm just going to smooth it out a little bit and just blend it a little bit more. A little bit too much water there. And try not to cover all of the orange. I just want to blend the red first. And then I'm going to move towards the outside. If you want to add a little bit more orange, you can. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dry a little bit there. I'm going to just use normal clear water. I'm going to dry off my brush a little bit, and then I want to blend it from the outside so that I don't mix in a lot of the red with the orange. I still want that orange or that peachy color coming through. So I will first try and blend that in. Sorry guys, I will go quiet sometimes because I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. Sometimes I can talk a lot. You're actually going to beg me to keep quiet. There we go. Blend that in a little bit more. There we go guys, have a look. How pretty is that? I'm just going to move it a little bit closer for you to the camera. Okay, now I'm going to do that with the rest of the page and then I'll be back. Like you can see here, I've added a little bit of color to it, but now what I want to do is put the finishing touches to it, and also I want to change the color of the bird and the flowers slightly. That I'm going to do, I'm first going to basically paint a little bit of gesso. Just to get rid of that grey color from the paper, because I want to make my birdie fit in with the rest of the picture. You can actually use a little bit of water just to make the gesso flow a little bit easier. You do get a thinner gesso, I think it's the latex one. I would love to get that one as well. I've heard it's quite nice. Yeah, so there's my birdie. I'm just gonna put a little bit in here as well. I just don't want the colors of the picture itself to clash with the colors of the page. So I'm going to keep her little eye like that. Oops. I'm not doing it very smoothly, it's just so that I can get rid of most of the color that is in there. Okay. So that'll dry very, very quickly. The main reason why I'm putting the gesso first is because I want the watercolor to stick to it. So I'm going to use my brushes for this, and I think I'm going to just use this darker brownish color, and I'm going to just add a little bit of color go according to the lines that I've got here. What makes these pens so nice is you can just add color to it and you can paint whatever you need. So if you've got very detailed work, you just add water after you've actually drawn in what you want to put on it. Okay. Little beak. So all I'm basically doing is I'm just going to add basically shading or a little bit of darkness into the body of the bird, so it doesn't look so flat, just a little bit of dimension. I'm going to take my water pen again. Oops. There we go. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to take this pink color that I've got here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of light into there, and I think I must add I've never done it this way, guys, but let's hope it works on this fluffy little bird. I don't know if that's the one wing, but we're just going to make it the one wing. Okay, and then we're going to take our water brush, and I'm just going to start painting with the darker one first. It's a little bit too much water. And if you've got too much water on, guys, just press a little bit. Doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, that pink is working lovely. So. Guys, it's really not difficult. I mean, you basically have drawn the lines with the Koki or with the marker, and you are just filling it in with the water. And you're not going to go crazy, you just go lightly wherever you want the color to change. And where you want it lighter, you just use more water. Or you can just go and you dab it a little bit. I want her little tummy to be a little bit more light, or a little lighter. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to blend it, and then I'm going to just dab it a little bit with my paper towel. There we go. Now what you can do, guys, you can either use gesso. I'm going to try and use white watercolor. And I'm just going to add in a little bit more lighting. Guys, sorry, my English is atrocious today. I don't know why, but I'll get there. There we go. And let's give her a little white dot for her eye. Well, we'll do that lastly. I'll do that with a Koki. Now, if I'm looking at it, I want to add a little bit more color to the flowers as well. So I'm going to go the same way as what I did with that. I'm just going to add in a few lines, guys, not too much. Everywhere where there's dark here, on the piece of paper, or on the scrapbook paper, I'm just going to add with my marker, and then I'm just going to blend it in with the water. So there. So you won't actually see what I've done here until I'm completely done with the water. But it actually looks very nice on the green. It's not a green, it's more like a, well, it's a green, but a dark, dark blue green color. There you go. Look how lovely that looks. Sorry guys, this camera is not very, so I'm just going to show you here. Closer look. And you can see the difference between that one and that one. So I'm just going to change that one quickly. And I'm really just scribbling. I'm not looking at any specific lines. I'm just scribbling where there's dark on this piece of paper. And you can even create your own little leaves if you want. I'm going as quick as what I can, guys. I'm sorry, I'm thanking you for your patience. Like here, I can't really see what's happening where I put the stencil, so I'm just improvising. Same with here. Okay, and I see there is a leaf there. And all I'm going to do is just going to take my water brush and I'm just going to just lightly color it in all around or inside the lines where I added the dark. So guys, here it actually shows you that you don't have to be somebody that can draw. You can use pictures as your basics, and just keep on practicing, because practice, like they said, makes perfect. I'm not close to being perfect yet, but you know what guys, this is so much fun. It's very time consuming, but it's also very relaxing. I love doing this. I can just sit and do art the whole day. I don't need to do anything else. As you can see, it's so easy, guys, to work with watercolors and to work with these aqua pens, because the paint is so amazing. It just blends in by itself and it does amazing things, and it looks like you did this whole watercolor painting on your own and you actually just copied it. By no means am I saying you must copy somebody else's artwork, please guys, don't misunderstand me. There we go. And I think now we can just do the last touches, guys. I don't want to fiddle too much, because if it's going to go any further, I'm going to make, it's going to be too much. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to just put a dark edge with this maroonish color. So I'm going to, and then I'm just going to work it in again with the water brush all around the edges. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the water brush slightly wetter, more wet, and I'm going to let the ink run a little bit, or the watercolor run a bit. I know there are easier ways to do this, to make it darker on the edges, to bring in a little bit of definition. But you guys, you know what? I love working with watercolor. So this is the way I do it. You can do it with inks, you can do it with stamps, or with your normal stamping pads and a brush. You can basically do it with anything you like. It's completely up to you. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start at the top first. I'm going to wet it, but quite a bit. And I hope this works, and I hope it's not going to spoil my whole thing now. But that's how you learn. I'm going to actually drip it and see how much I can. But I don't want it to run too much, guys. So I'm going to make it very wet, for the reason that I don't want it to be too dark when it runs on the page. Okay. And I'm just going to give it a quick lift. That is perfect. Doesn't want to run there, so I'm just going to add water. You know what? Let's try this. Ah, that works better, guys. So don't use your ink pen. You can actually just use your... Sorry, I'm shaking it now like crazy. Okay. And I'm going to do the bottom. You can actually do the sides as well, but you're not going to make it run to the sides there. It will just flow in with the rest of your things. And I'm just going to let it run a little bit down. And there we go. I'm going to give this a quick dry. I've just some places where I don't want it to run too much. Just want to make it a little bit darker on the edges, guys, so that it just looks rounded off. And for that you can use your water brush, or you can spray it again if you want. I'm just going to use my water brush. I am looking at getting a better camera system or recording system, but for the moment what I have is what we'll have to do for now. Guys, I hope you liked today's tutorial. I'm sorry for taking my time so much. I'm a perfectionist, so I need to fix up what I need what I think needs fixing, and I need to do it immediately. So I'm gonna, in between the videos, you will see I fast forwarded a bit, or just abruptly ended a session and then straight away go on. It was just, I wanted to save some time. If you have any questions on today's tutorial, please let me know. I hope you can see it properly. I'm going to do it a close-up, and you can have a look at what I did there. And you can also see how nicely the patterns are that the watercolors made when it came down, running down. So that was the whole idea of this. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Please stick with me. Bear with me. Thank you for your patience. I haven't thought of what the next video is going to be about. But yes, I hope I surprise you. Have a fantastic day. Have a blessed day. Keep well. Keep safe. Love you all. Bye-bye.